Folks, especially on the North Shore, attention, Beatles fans, attention, big doings on the North Shore. It involves Beatles, Kowloon, prizes, live music, full band, Beatles stories, magic, and here are some of the people involved. We have Chachi Loprete of Breakfast with the Beatles. We have John Logan, the world's only Beatles magician. And we have Sal Baglio from the Stompers, and he's very active musically, and he's going to be up at Kowloon too. And there's the Kowloon, we didn't say the Kowloon buffet as well. So this is a tremendous event at a, locally renowned joint, and we want to see you all there. But now let's dig in to some more details about what's going to happen. I'll start, with Chachi. Maybe I should start with somebody else next time. I don't want to seem like you're a favorite. But Chachi, what's going on up at Kowloon?
Well, we are bringing our show on the road. We are going to Kowloon this Saturday night, February 17th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Doors open at 6. We put together a fantastic night of Beatles celebration as we celebrate 60 years since they came to America this year, 1964, February. And we put together a fantastic show. Steph, our executive producer, Stephanie Loprete, put together a great lineup, a fan favorite. We have the great Sal Baglio, legendary Sal Baglio. You know him from the Stompers, and he's in a bunch of different bands, and he is just a fantastic musician, artist, songwriter. He will be there, and he's on screen with us right now. He put together a fantastic Beatle band called the Mop and Glow Tops, and he'll be playing along with his boys a couple of sets of Beatles music. They'll be dancing. John Logan will be there, going table to table with magic, coming up on stage, and John and I will be doing Beatles trivia, giving away prizes. I have a list of prizes I'll go over. And the great thing is we have the Kowloon buffet. So it's Saturday night, February 17th at Kowloon, Route 1 in Saugus, the last of the grand Chinese restaurants where it's not just a little corner strip mall to go Chinese restaurant. This place is the best, the top of the top. And we're excited to be there.
It's a destination. And, of course, you've got John Logan, world's only Beatles magician, was the Patriots magician, got mentioned by Tom Brady, super famous and super great. Tell me, paint the picture for us as far as the magic goes.
Sure. So this magic, I'll be doing some close-up magic this time. So I'll be going around, going to groups of people performing some sleight of hand, some mind reading. It's going to be really, really fun. For those people who have seen our Come Together shows at the City Winery, you've seen my stage magic, and this time you'll see a different side of me, which is my close-up magic, which is people seem to really enjoy this because it's, again, you're a foot away from what I'm doing, so everything happens in the people's hands and stuff like that, and you get to sign some playing cards. It's really, really fun. So that's going to be the type of magic I'll be doing this time around, and Chachi and I will be up on stage telling some stories, giving away some prizes, and of course we have Sal Baglio jamming out with his band. So it's going to be a really fun time.
Right, Sal, your turn. Why don't you, talk? I'm just fascinated by your entire career. Give us the short version of the whole thing. You're a kid in East Boston, I think, right? And, you meet up with your Mark and Steven, right?
The Stompers. Yeah. Sure. That was in 77 when I started that band with Steve Gilligan, Dave Friedman, and the late Mark Cuccinello.
You were huge. Let's face it. You need to be more self-congratulatory. You guys were huge. You had a song in Return to the Sea Caucus 7. You toured with massive people, right? Who'd you tour with?
We toured with the great Mighty J. Giles Band, Beach Boys. We opened for so many people along the way, but for actual tours, those two bands. But
right. And the thing is, you're still great, and that will become apparent when you get together with some folks at Kowloon Saturday night, 7 o'clock, doors at 6.
So absolutely. Usually, I've done the Chachi show at the City Winery with John and Steph and yourself as a solo act, and I love doing that. There's a freedom to it, and I get to go wherever I want to go. But for this particular show, Chachi asked me about a band, and so I put a band together some really good friends and really talented musicians. Dave Fox is on drums. Dave played in the last version of the Stompers just before we stopped playing. He plays with the Gravel Project and Tom Hambridge Band. He'll be on drums. Jeff Keatline, a good friend of mine, is coming up from Woodstock, New York, to play bass. Big Beatles fan. It's in his DNA. Garrett Vandermolen from the band Speed Fossil is playing a guitar, keyboard, and singing a couple of tunes. So
I love that name.
Yeah,
Speed.
yeah. Isn't it great?
Speed Fossil. So weird. Boston has a history of bands with weird names.
Yeah, yeah. So it's, you know, we put together a couple of sets of a variety of Beatles stuff. It sounds pretty good. So we're looking forward to Saturday night for sure.
Me too. Kowloon, buffet, Beatles, magic, prizes. Tell me about the prizes, Chachi.
I will. We have a lot of vinyl courtesy of our friend Bob Walsh, Cheap Thrills Music and more in Dedham, Massachusetts. I'll run through. We're going to be celebrating George Harrison's birthday at Kowloon. So we have Living in the Material World, a fantastic million seller, the follow-up album from the All Things Must Pass box set. Yeah. And then we have Yesterday and Today on original Capitol Records mono vinyl. It's not a Butcher cover, but you never know. We have a 62 to 66 album, an original release.
What's that mean? Original. Why is that special?
This is from the 70s, and I say original because they just released the Red and Blue collections a couple of months ago, all remastered with additional tracks.
I see.
So this is the original release, and then we have the Beatles Rarities album that came out in the 80s. That's all kinds of.
Is that signed by somebody? Who signed that?
No, Bob from the store always writes on the plastic.
I see
the particulars. And this one, it's the Rarities original press with the picture of the Butcher cover inside. One of my favorite albums, Beatles 65, and he wrote Mono Rainbow, which is a rainbow label, in very good condition. And because we're going to honor Denny Lane as well. Denny and I have done shows at Kowloon before. And
really?
I remember hanging out backstage with Denny and Ernie Bach Jr. and Bobby Wong and Andy Wong. So we're going to recall the great Denny Lane. We're going to give away Wings Wildlife. But you know what? I found an album in the store that really just grabbed my attention. I think it's one of the greatest albums released in Boston. We have a Stompers album that we
Whoa! Wow.
Al has no idea, but look at that. And this album is so good. There's great songs, and Coast to Coast is my favorite. Never Tell an Angel, and it's really a fantastic record. So someone in the audience will win this, and hopefully Sal will autograph it for
yeah,
the win.
I was gonna
We
say.
have a nice Beatles art print we're giving away right here. Right here.
Oh man, that's very nice.
My-
And the Red Sox tickets somewhere, right?
That's right. My pal Ivor Davis, who toured with the Beatles in 1964, sent me a copy of his brand new book, and he autographed it for our winner. And there's the autograph. So we're going to give that away. We also have tickets to see Rain coming to the Bach Wang Theater in April 12th and 13th. I expect John and I will be on stage introducing that show. We have tickets to give away to our Come Together series at the winery. Our next one is March 3rd. And then we have two pair of tickets, two winners. One winner each will get a pair of tickets to go to Fenway Park on Marathon Day, the day game there, to see the Red Sox. So a lot of prizes, and we're going to add more prizes, I'm sure, as we go. So there'll be lots of giveaways, lots of music, dancing, fun, and food. So it's all good.
So if you haven't been to the Kowloon, describe Kowloon, because some people don't know about it. Surprisingly, it's a destination place with lots of parking. Describe it, Chachi. You've been there more than I have.
It is. It's on Route 1 in Saugus, and it's this giant. It's a giant facility, restaurant. It's been there for over 50 years. I mean, it fits hundreds of people. There's different rooms to have dinner. A great bar area. Upstairs is a huge function room where we will be. And not only do they have Chinese food, but they have sushi and lots of different drinks. And so it's a lot of fun. and the whole evening is going to be great. We've been looking forward to this night for a long time, and the weather looks great. So we expect that it will all be there, all up celebrating 60 years of the Beatles with Sal Baglio and John Logan. Oh, I didn't say the most important thing.
I know what it's going to be.
Master of Ceremonies is
No.
Bradley J. So Bradley will be
Yay!
there.
I got to remember to say that. It's a big, even on stage, I forget to say, hey, my name. But that's all right. The big important thing is, I believe I heard a rumor that the buffet was included in the very reasonable price of the ticket. Buffet included. Is that true?
That is correct.
The world famous Kowloon buffet.
It's the world famous Kowloon buffet, and hey, you can go up a couple times, 3 times, enjoy. The egg rolls are fantastic. I don't know what will be in the buffet, but they never disappoint. So that's why we're excited to be there.
Okay, we got to have a wise guy here, but that's all right, some fun. Rudy Truly asks, how many songs? Do you want to do this, Chats? You want to?
Well, the first appearance, they played 5 songs. I think they played 4 songs in the second appearance, and then there was a third appearance as well. They played 3 times in February because Brian Epstein made a deal with Ed Sullivan
For $10,000.
$10,000. They'd get the Beatles 3 times. The Beatles would have to headline, and they certainly did, and they eclipsed everyone else on the show. That's for sure. So 5 songs on the first show, February 9th. 1964. Ed had them start the show with 3 songs and end the show with 2.
The crazy thing is that they paid, they got $10,000, and Ed Sullivan paid Elvis for 1 appearance $50,000.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that the Beatles were doing multiple appearances for 10, and for Elvis, it was 1 appearance for $50,000. So it's crazy.
Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to this, you guys. Is there anything I'm leaving out? You got the Beatles. It's all about the Beatles, Beatles stories, Beatles prizes, Beatles magic, and Beatles live music. You have the Kowloon buffet. I can't even remember. It's been so long what the buffet looks like. I can't wait to see it. It's a thing. It's a New England thing. If you haven't been there, what a great excuse to get out and if you've been there before, to polish up those memories. And if you haven't been there before, this is the kind of place that's not going to exist forever, and you'll be making some memories if you go, right? And it's a reasonable price. It's a big bang for the buck, and I want to see you all there. And if you know anybody that likes the Beatles, make sure you share this little broadcast, as I'm going to do as well. Anything else, guys?
Yes, and there'll be lots of dancing. But the one thing about our shows is it's a different environment from other shows because everyone's there with a shared passion, and that's for the Beatles and the Beatles music. So it's kind of like everyone's friends, and there's no one's aloof or anything. Everyone's together for one reason, and so that vibe just
that's right,
surrounds us.
I see that vibe every month at City Winery for your come together shows, and I expect that it'll continue up at Kowloon, especially because a lot of the people that go to the come togethers are coming to the Kowloon, right? You're going to have, is it the lady with the light skirt that lights up? What's her name?
Yeah, that's Beth.
Beth. And you'll have Doc.
Maybe we hope to see them there, but you never know who's going to show up. I mean, last Sunday at our winery show, we did the show. We had Debbie Gendler on the show from New York, who was in the audience as a teenager seeing the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. And then, unbeknownst to us, there was a gentleman in the audience who introduced himself to me, who was in the cast of Oliver on stage with Davy Jones that night. And we brought him up, and people were just blown away that as a young boy, he played a pickpocket alongside Davy Jones on that very same show where the Beatles performed on February 9th in 1964. Just out of the blue, he was there. It's amazing.
That's weird. Well, it's especially weird because Debbie Gendler talked about that, and he was there. Debbie Gendler, who went to the first, went to lots of Ed Sullivan shows, went to the Beatles Ed Sullivan show. You had her on live, and she was talking about they were waiting around through this Oliver thing, and then there was a guy from the cast right in the room. So weird.
Yeah, it was just great. And he's been to our show before, and he introduced himself to me before, and never did he mention.
Yeah.
Patricia Farelli says, I'm running errands right now, but I want to wish you all a fabulous show Saturday. Wish I could be there. Yeah, why can't you be there? Come on.
Yeah, well, Patricia and her daughter Jessica come to our shows all the time.
Okay.
She's fantastic.
Awesome.
Great supporter of our shows.
Big deal for the North Shore because, sure, I get it. It's a hassle coming in from the North Shore to Boston, etc. But if you're up already on the North Shore, this is a no-brainer for you. Great deal, good time. And Barry says, great show at Winery last night.
Barry was there. I said hello to him. Good guy.
Beautiful.
Thank you,
All right,
Barry.
guys, I don't want to exhaust you. I want you fresh for the show. So I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
Sal, good to see you. See you there. I can't wait to see you all
Saturday.
backstage. I love the whole backstage scene. John Duke Logan, Beatles magician. It's going to be great. I mean, watch him carefully. See if you can figure it out. I always do, and I never can. And Chachi, Breakfast with the Beatles. It's pretty tough to stump Chach. And, of course, the wonderful executive producer of the whole show, who you may meet up there, Stephanie Loprete, your lovely wife, and as I say, executive producer of your Beatles stuff. Okay, that's it. I got to get to work sharing this to make sure everybody knows about it and everybody, gets up there and has the experience. So we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you guys. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. We'll be not live in